Good morning, students. Today we have to study about germination. So, germination is a physiologically active phase. So, in this physiologically active phase, it is a physiologically active phase due to which or during which a seed will develop into a seedling. So, germination is a physiologically active phase in which a seed will get converted into a seedling. Okay, so let's start with this interesting topic. Before starting or before going for germination, as we know, germination is a physiologically active phase. So, that is why the seed will need the time to prepare. Okay, so to prepare itself. So, before going for germination, the seed must undergo through the process of dormancy. So, what is dormancy? Dormancy is a period of rest, or we can say it is the period of physiological maturation in which the seed will prepare itself for the process of germination. So, seed contains a dormant embryo. Dormant, it means inactive embryo. In a dry seed, the embryo remain in inactive state and this inactive state will undergoes the physiological maturation that is done in the dormancy period. And when all the favorable conditions necessary for germination will come or place together, the seed will go for germination. So, germination is the physiologically active phase in which the embryo will develop into a seedling. Okay. Now, what are the conditions necessary for germination? There are 4 basic conditions. 3 I mentioned, 4th I will tell you. 3 conditions. First condition is the water. Water is essential for germination. We will see why water is essential for germination. Temperature is also essential for germination, optimum temperature, and oxygen is also essential for germination. Okay. The another 4th factor which is essential for germination is the position of seed inside the soil. So, if the seed is shown very near to the soil surface, it will fail to germinate. And why it will fail to germinate? Because the birds or the rodents will eat up that seed. And if the seed is sown very deep into the soil, again it will fail to germinate because it has the soft tissues, and those tissues will not have enough power to come out through the surface of the layers of the soil. So again, one reasoning based question may be asked that why the plants are not able to survive in the flooded condition. The reason is the soil pores are locked with water, where the oxygen should be there in the soil pores, so that oxygen is not available to the roots and the plants cannot survive and they get dry. So, the another reason, when the seed is shown very deep into the soil, the oxygen is not provided to the seed and the seed will not survive. So, the 4th factor essential for germination is the position of seed in the soil. So, let's start with this first condition, that is water. Now, why water is essential for germination? The first reason, that when the water is absorbed by the seed, the cotyledon will get swell, or the cotyledon would get swollen up, and due to this swollen cotyledon, it will create a pressure on the seed coat, and when it will create a pressure on the seed coat will rupture and the plumule and radicle will come out and the seed will develop into a seedling. Another important reason why water is essential for germination, this water will make the enzymes get diffused, and due to which whatever food stored in the endosperm or in the cotyledon will be readily available to the growing embryo during the process of germination. So, this will help in the making the food available to the growing embryo. So, water will dissolve all the nutrients present in the endosperm or in the cotyledon and makes it available to the growing embryo. So, these are the 2 reasons why water is essential for germination. Now we will see why temperature, optimum temperature is essential for germination. We all know that enzymes are biocatalysts, okay, and enzymes are functional within a narrow range of temperature. So for the tropical countries like in India, in case of plants, the enzymes are functional within the range of 35 to 42 degrees Celsius. And if this temperature is not maintained, so if the temperature is less, the enzymes remain inactive, and if the temperature is more than that, then the enzyme gets denatured. We know that when the enzymes are biocatalysts, it will maintain the rate of metabolic activities. And as we know, germination is the physiologically active phase, so that is why the rate of metabolic activities has to be maintained. Then only the cell growth will be there, cell division will be there, and the embryo will get converted into the seedling. Okay, so this optimum temperature will keep the enzymes active, so that is why the required rate of metabolic activities will be maintained, so that the cell growth will be done at the required time, cell division will be done, and the seedling and the embryo will develop into a seedling. So that is why the optimum range of temperature is essential for germination. Now, why air is essential, or air, which component of the air, that is oxygen, is essential for germination? As we have seen, germination is the physiologically active phase, so that is why the rate of metabolic activities is high. Therefore, the requirement of energy will be high, and to fulfill that requirement of energy, oxygen, the rate of respiration should be high, and to maintain that rate of respiration, the requirement of oxygen will be there. So that is why oxygen is also essential for germination. Now we will see one by one the experiments, how, and through those experiments we will prove that these are the essential conditions which are essential or necessary for the process of germination. So let's start with the first. Here is one experiment to prove that water is an essential condition for germination, or water is necessary for germination. We have taken two beakers. This is the first beaker and this is the second beaker, that is beaker B. In this beaker A, there is non-germinating seeds, and why? We have taken the dry cotton, and here in the second beaker we have taken the wet cotton. What is the observation? Here where the wet cotton is there, the seeds is showing the process of germination, whereas in this beaker the seeds are not showing the process of germination. So what is the conclusion from this experiment? That water is essential for germination. So you will draw this diagram and then you will write down the aim of the experiment. So what is the aim of the experiment? To prove that water is necessary for the process of germination. Now after that you will write down the observation in beaker A and observation for beaker B and give reason for your observation. Here what is the reason? Water is absent, so that is why seeds fail to germinate. And in this one, water is present, that is why the seed will continue to germinate. So in spite of writing only water, what you will write? All the conditions necessary for germination is available in beaker B. In bracket you will mention that water, optimum temperature and oxygen. Whereas one condition essential for germination is absent in beaker A. And what is that condition? That is water. So this is how you will write down this experiment. Now why water is essential for germination? Already we have discussed that water is observed by through the micropyle from the soil, and water helps in the seed, the cotyledon to get swollen, and then it will create a pressure on the seed coat. Then the seed coat will rupture, and when the seed coat will rupture, the plumule and radicle will be able to come out. And this water will also help the enzymes to get diffused, as well as the food gets dissolved in this water and makes it available to the growing embryo during the process of germination. So this is all for today. Next class we will continue with the experiments. Thank you, class.